Welcome to the world of archaeology. As I said in the first module, this course is based on archaeology, so you really need to understand the very basics of it. And as I said earlier, archaeologists hate Indiana Jones, and I'll explain why in a little bit. Okay, what do you need to know? First of all, archaeologists don't dig dinosaurs. This is actually from a site where they sell t-shirts and tote bags saying, "I'm an archaeologist, I don't dig dinosaurs." Why is that? Well, the answer should be because archaeologists only deal with things left behind by man, not extinct species of animals. So here's your crash course in archaeology. So what is archaeology? Can be simplified by the following definition. It's the scientific and systematic study of material remains. And as you can see, hopefully you'll find the humor in this cartoon. Again, I have been known to put them on midterms and finals. Okay, so what's the key word in that definition? The scientific and systematic study of material remains. Well, scientific is important, but hopefully you thought material, because archaeology has to do with things people left behind, material things. You're a detective looking for clues at a crime scene. So this is a class about people, places, and their lives in the past, and their social groups, and how they led their daily lives over the long term. As archaeologists, we can see over distance and through time. What that means is by looking at artifacts in their spatial context, we can get an idea of how old they are and who used them. And we'll explain that. Okay, so archaeological data is very fragmentary and it makes up a jigsaw puzzle. Archaeology is boring. Here you can see pictures from an actual archaeological dig. What we try to do is visualize what life was like in the past. Here you have a projectile point right in the back end of a person. So as they say, it looks like it. So the data gathered archaeologically is very meticulous. It's very laborious. And I spent a whole summer out in New Mexico on a dig, and all I did was measure the mortar in between bricks. So it's not like Indiana Jones. Okay, so what are the steps in the archaeological process? Okay, this is something you need to know. You need to think about this. First of all, what you're going to do is you're going to have a research design. You're going to do a literature search. I think there's a site at such and such a place. So you need a hypothesis. Okay, then you're going to do your excavation. You're going to come back with all the stuff you found in the lab, and then you're going to draw your conclusions. What do you think they're doing in this picture here? Actually, what they do is they make grids. Usually there's a datum point, a marker somewhere, a tree, a door if it's a building, and any artifact found is measured in relation to that one point. Now what you're seeing here is also a number of random pits. These are usually called test pits. If you don't have time to excavate a whole site, you're going to systematically do some test pits to see if you find anything, and that might justify whether or not you're going to continue on with your dig. Okay, so here are some disciplines that archaeology draws on, and you can read these on your own. But it's pretty complicated once you get down to the nitty-gritty of it. New techniques, ground penetrating radar. We're also using this in forensic anthropology. What we're finding is that it depends on the soil. But what you need to remember is that archaeology is very destructive. Once you take something out of its context, it's destroyed forever. So the nice thing about ground penetrating radar is you don't have to destroy anything before you go down and actually excavate. Okay, so with that said, let's get on with it. And this is just kind of a quote that I like. It says, "Societies may wax and wane, civilizations rise and fall, but something new always arises in their place. To look back at prehistory is to acquire a faith in humanity's ability to innovate and respond to changing circumstances." And